I thank you.
Listen to this.
I think when I think about the 10 years that I pastored Victory before God gave birth to 2019, I look back in hindsight, and I'm very thankful for those 10 years. Although those were 10 years in obscurity, 10 years of pain, 10 years of loss, 10 years of navigating betrayals, mistakes, people I've hurt, people have hurt me. As I'm going through some of those things, these are things that were so painful for me, I would want to just take them out of my story. But I think there's a lot we learn about God in hindsight. And when I look back over those 10 years, I am thankful for those 10 years of obscurity because I think God shaped a lot of things in me that is necessary for what He's doing right now. At the top of that list, bro, and I'm going to be 100% transparent, at the top of that list is that I think during those 10 years, I led that church like an owner and not like a steward. Like Jesus was not the head. He was Lord and Savior, but I was the owner, and I had a strong grip on everything. And I felt like it created bottlenecks. Like decisions wasn't going to be made unless I was involved, and I did not see myself as a steward of something that God was doing. I saw myself as an owner. God gave me a church, and it was mine. In addition to that, and I'm not afraid to confess this, I feel like I had a lot of vanity in my heart, and I would think a lot about social media following, and I would think a lot about being known, and money, and there was a lot of things I thought about, although I tried to suppress it, but it was there. And I had a lot of jealousy in my heart. I would see other ministers who their ministry we would call fruitful, successful, and I would see it. I saw you during those days, and coming year in and year out, bringing teams to VU Church, and I told you I've sat in all of your different environments, and going to see the Furticks of the world and the TD Jakes of the world, and all the people that the country would admire, and sitting in those spaces, and really it was jealousy and covetousness in my heart. I'm like, Lord, I'm leaning on the backside of this mountain with, you know, a handful of people, and I'm seeing you blend. So a lot of that was vanity for me, bro. And I went to Israel in December 2018. My wife and I had an encounter with God there that changed my life at the Garden Tomb. And for me, that was like my Isaiah 6 moment. And that encounter I had with God, it really helped me to see the holiness of God. I saw God for who He really was, and I felt like when I saw God for who He really was, I began to see myself for who I really am. Woe is me. I'm a man undone. I saw the ugliness of my heart. I saw the ugliness of my vanity, the ugliness of my sinful nature, my pride, my arrogance. And bro, flying home from Tel Aviv, that 12, 14 hours, I was really, really conflicted in my soul. I had not only had that encounter with God, not only did I realize the vanity was in my heart, but I saw a type of reverence for God I had not seen in the United States. So I'm flying back to the United States with all of that in my heart. And I get back and I'm talking to one of my mentors at the time, and I'm saying to him, I've been burned and I don't know what to do with that. I feel like I'm not normal on the inside. Like, what do I do with what I've seen and what God said? And what am I supposed to do with this? And so I have all this conflict on the inside, bro. And I remember the first series I preached when I came back was a series called Yahweh. It was about the holiness of God. And some people left the church. It felt like I was being too radical. They called me like the angry preacher and all this other things. But God revealed Himself to me as holy. And I saw the ugliness of my soul. And that began what was almost a 5-year journey of what I use in our church context of God just kind of wringing out of my heart the vanity that was in my heart. So it was like that desire to be known, God was wringing that out of my heart. That desire to be famous, He was wringing that out of my heart. That desire to have a big Instagram following, He was wringing all these things that I feel are kind of infiltrated the church in the West, that have really perverted the church in the West. All these things that I feel are toxic in American Christianity. God was wringing those things out of my heart, Rich. He was wringing them out. And it was happening over a period of 4 to 5 years with tears, bro. I'm in my prayer time and I'm looking at the ugliness of my soul. I'm looking at the ugliness of my sin, my pride, my arrogance, my idolatry. And over the next 5 years, God is wringing those things out of my heart. And so by the time we replant our ministry under the new banner of 2019, I'm a different man. I am a man that has been emptied. I am a man that has been burned. I am a man who have lost personal will and agenda. Like right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm be honest, I don't really have a will, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I say I don't have a will, I don't have a will outside of what God has for me. A lot of the things that I desired, they have been burned on the altars, bro, in prayer and in tears. They have been burned on the altar, and so they're gone. I feel like I'm a dead man, and it's why I wear all black. Yeah, I feel like I'm a dead man, and I have died. I think in Israel, God took the old Philip Anthony Mitchell and nailed him to a cross, and people think they know me, bro, but bro, and they can make judgments about me and all this stuff, bro. I am a man. I think about eternity a lot. I look forward to the day. I look forward to the day that I will see the Lord.